Hello everyone, my name is longORjames, you can call me either one. And in this video I'm going to be showing you guys the cheapest way to clear the Forsaken Dungeon first floor. To do the dungeon, you will need to be able to beat the Gatekeeper to get a key. If you haven't already watched this video on how to easily beat the Gatekeeper, I recommend clearing the first floor because the rooms that deviate from the main path are really easy and only consist of possessed, leper soldiers, and plague spawns. And plague spawns have a chance to drop poison daggers, which are super useful for fighting tough enemies with lots of armor like Eisenborg and Isa, so make sure to save those. If you are only trying to get to the final room with the main loot chest, look for the rooms with clusters of enemies and more difficult enemies. The first room you should only see leper soldiers, plague spawns, and possessed. Then the next correct room will have a Forsaken in it, and then a Desecrator, and then both Forsaken and Desecrators. The final room should be attached to that one either directly or indirectly. You should be able to see if the door to the final room is indeed the final room if there are pillars along the walls like this. Rooms that are V-shaped or plus or cross-shaped like this are always dead ends, so if you don't see any chests or any plague spawns for potential poison daggers, you can just leave those rooms alone. For weapons, you should bring 2 to 3 tier 3 weapons, 4 one-handed swords if you have the combat mastery rank 2 for it, 4 cart fills, and 2 bronze swords or better. For armor, 3 sets of tier 2 chests and pants for weaker enemies, and 1 set of tier 2 hat and gloves, and a tier 4 chest piece for fighting Forsaken and Desecrators. If you're worried about how much space this takes when bringing items to the dungeon, you can remove 1 set of tier 2 armor and bring 1 stack of thick cloth and craft the extra set at the dungeon when clearing most of it, since the enemies drop large amounts of cloth, rope, and leather. For healing items, 1 stack of barrels of honey, 1 stack of jerky, and 1 stack of berry drinks, or 1 stack of barrels of honey and 3 stacks of fried leeks will do nicely. If you do not bring any berry drinks, bring a stack of bottled water and bring an extra stack of jerky. This will help with the amount of thirst the honey and jerky takes up. You will want to kill plague spawns in a way that you take the least amount of hits from them because they can poison you, dealing 30 true damage, and the poison can stack. One of the best ways to deal with them is simply stutter stepping and 2-hitting them with a weapon like a flanged mace before they can hit you. You can also 2-hit them with a cart fill after sneak attacking, but sneak attacking isn't always the best option as it may cause many enemies to aggro onto you at once. When stutter stepping, instead of moving straight back from the enemy, move diagonally backwards or sideways from the enemies. This will make it so when you're trying to attack again, your character doesn't have to waste time running forward before attacking. Be careful of traps on the ground. There are 2 kinds of traps. Regular traps do 15 true damage and stop you from moving and attacking. Usually it's best to just close the app when you get stuck in one. There are also tar traps that slow you down after stepping on these dark gray tiles that are raised up. Both traps will make you stand up if you're trying to sneak, so be careful of that. Also watch out for exiles. Some may spawn into the first floor, so don't stay in your inventory too long as you might get ambushed and killed this way. You can save some materials by not killing Forsaken or Desecrators on this floor since they don't give you good drops. In the final room there will always be a witch. Make sure to kill her in 1 hit if you haven't cleared the dungeon, as her screams will not only aggro the enemies in the final room, it can also alert the enemies from surrounding rooms if you haven't cleared them. That's all for this video. I will be making a floor 2 guide soon, so stay tuned for that by subscribing and clicking the bell. If this video helped you out, please leave a like and share it with your friends. And remember, I will always love you.